What's good, y'all? I've been getting a lot of questions about logo design lately, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to design simple text-based logo designs like these, and then use that logo to design a vintage-inspired hoodie in just a few simple steps. Today's concept is all about locking in some logo design fundamentals, while still giving you full creative freedom to flip it and use it any way in any of your creative projects. I really hope you guys can pick up something useful from this one, so be sure to follow along, and let's jump right into it. Alright, so of course, before we get started, we want to go ahead and set up our canvas, and today's canvas that we're going to be working on is going to be 6,000 pixels by 6,000 pixels at 300 dpi. So now that we have our canvas set up, we're going to go up here to our actions menu, and then we're going to go to add, and then add text. And for this step, we're going to be typing out the main letters that are going to make up our logo design. So for this, I'm going to be typing out CS to represent Quattro Supply, but definitely in this step, feel free to type out any letters that represent you or your project or your brand or whatever you may be working on. But like I said, I'm just going to type out CS. So in this text box, we're going to type out a C right now, and we're going to move that to the side for a second. And what I want to do is go ahead and duplicate that. And then with the duplicated C, I'm going to move that one over to the side just to separate them. And here, I'm going to be typing out S, so just CS. And now what I can do is go ahead and start expanding out this main C to kind of like near the middle of our screen, because now we're going to actually start kind of laying out our logo and playing around and seeing how we can get everything to work together cohesively. So now we're going to upsize our S as well, and what we can do is kind of match everything up, just going based off the heights of the letters, the characters. And now that we have our two characters about the same height, what we can do from here is just kind of play around with the letters and kind of seeing how we can map these out to create an interesting shape for our new logo. So that's just going to be a little pushing and pulling, kind of seeing where these two characters can overlap, where we can still get a good idea about what both letters are. So if we did something like this, that probably wouldn't be the best way to go about it, because that looks like an O instead of our original C. So that's kind of what we're looking for. We want to make sure that there's overlap between the two characters, but we also want to make sure that the characters are still readable at the end of the day. So for this, what I want to do is kind of line up this line here of this S, this bottom line right here. I want to line that up with this line here of our C character, just to create a straight line straight through. And I'll show you guys in a second here what that can do for us. So just making sure that gets aligned with our C character here. And I know this looks a little bit off, that's fine, because what we want to do is go to our layers again, and then we're going to tap on our S, and we're going to press rasterize. And basically what that rasterize button does is it turns this S into a shape on its own instead of a live editable text like our C still is. But now that we have that rasterize, we can tap on this S again, and we can turn on a mask. And now that we have that mask set up, what I want to do really quick is go back up here to our actions menu, and then we're going to go to canvas, and then we're going to turn on our drawing guide. And as we see, that just created a little grid structure in the background of our image. And then we can do edit drawing guide, and then from here it'll pull up some settings. So I'm just going to turn down our opacity some. We can keep the thickness right about there, and the grid size is really up to you. Mine is at about 190, and then I'm also going to turn on assisted drawing. So basically what the grid and the layer mask are going to allow for us to do is help create some straight lines that will really help to shape out this logo. Now we have our layer mask selected for that. What we also want to do is go ahead and rasterize and add a layer mask to this one as well. So we have a layer mask for our S, and we also have a mask for our C as well. So first we're going to grab our C character here, and what I'm going to do is just kind of start erasing this area here so we can start really shaping out our logo design. It's kind of coming together already, but now I want to go up to our S, and I'm going to turn the opacity down on our C really quick. And now here on our S character, I'm just going to be following this line that the S creates naturally, and I'm going to erase straight through because we have our layer mask selected, and we also have that drawing assist on as well, which will allow for us to create easy straight lines and erase anything that we do not need. And then if we turn back on our opacity for our C, we can see that that's creating a really nice shape so far. So now I'm going to go back to our C, and I'm going to go here, and I'm just going to be erasing some of this top design here as well, and just trying to make sure that all of these lines and everything fits pretty cohesively together, which I think it does. And after those couple of quick steps, we're just about done here. So what I want to do is go ahead and swipe right on everything, and we can group these up. And then from here, what we can do is go ahead and kind of center this to the middle of our screen, place it somewhere like there. This is kind of how I'd approach going about my letters, which are C and S, but there's so many different combinations that you can try out as well. This is just a quick way to really get an understanding of how to design your own logo. And of course, with any good logo design, we want to make sure this graphic looks good in a bunch of different places. So let's go ahead and throw this on some different pieces and see how that looks. And speaking of mockups, the mockups that we're going to be using today are from Quattro's Procreate supply pack. So I'll be sure to link it in the description below as well. But we're going to be using the vintage zip up front from Quattro's top. tops. And we're just going to tap that down one time on our screen and expand that to size. And then we're going to be using this blue and green dot here at the top of our mockup to kind of keep everything on track and centered with the middle of our canvas as well, which will make the process a lot easier going forward now. But now that we have our template, what we can do is rename this our outline layer. And then I'm going to duplicate it, and then I'm going to lock this top one down. So now we have 2 outline layers, and I can rename the second one that we didn't lock. We can call this our color layer. And the reason we're calling that our color layer is because we're about to add some color to this layer. And for the color, I'm thinking about going for a nice navy blue color, something that's pretty saturated still though. So I think I'll do something kind of in this area. And on this layer here that we just created, we're just going to drag and drop our color right onto the canvas. And it should fill our entire canvas like that. And then from here, we have our color layer. And now we have this layer that we just added the color to. And we want to get these layers together. So that's just going to be a pinch together that will merge the 2 layers as one. And it should look something like that. But of course, we only want to be working on our mockup. And as of right now, our color is covering the entire canvas. And that's just not what we want. So what we want to do is go up here to our selection menu. And then we're going to tap one time in the background. And it should change the color of our background. And if it doesn't, you probably need to adjust your selection threshold. And usually keeping it below 10% is where you want to be at. So I would just clear that selection and try again. And then from there, it should be a lot cleaner. And we should be able to see our mockup separated from our background. And then from here, we can go to our arrow tool, and then we can pull our background right off of our screen. And just like that, we now have our colored mockup. So now we have our outline, we also have our base, and then from here, what we can do is bring back in our main logo, and we're just going to bring that on top of our base layer. We're going to go ahead and drop down this to size, and I think for this, I'm going to put it on this kind of chest area right about there. And then also I'm going to click on it one time and I'm going to press invert. And as we see, what that does is it just inverts our color from black to a now white color that looks a lot better on this blue base. And this is looking really good so far, but now I want to add in a couple more details that's really going to bring this design home. So I'm going to add in one more layer. And I'm going to rename this our shadows layer. And now on our shadows layer, I want to make sure that this is selected to clipping mask and it's also selected drawing assist. Then we're going to go back here to our colors, and then I'm going to select a darker blue color than our base. And we also want to make sure that we have a large soft brush selected. So I'm just going to use the acid wash brush from Quatro's brushes. And now with clipping mask and drawing assist on, we can kind of start going around on the outer of our mockup and just following the natural lines of the template. And that'll kind of dictate where a lot of these shadows are going to show up on our mockup. And as we see, that's already looking really nice so far. So I'm also going to make sure that I do some shading in the hood area as well. And we can add in a little shadow pocket detail right about there as well. And after we finish up our shadows, it should look something like that. Now what I want to do is add in one more layer, and we're going to rename this our texture layer. And this is also going to be selected to clipping mask as well as drawing assist. And for our shadows, we chose a darker blue. For our texture layer, we're going to select a lighter blue that almost gets into like the grayish area, so probably something right about there. And now I'm going to go back to Quatro's brushes, and I'm going to be using the rough wash brush. And now what I want to do is just start lightly coloring in this zip up and just kind of filling in all the areas where I want to see some extra texture, just to really punch up the details on this design, just creating that stone wash kind of texture. What I also want to do is make sure our texture layer is dropped below our shadows, just so we can still get that punch of the shadows, but also get a good amount of that texture coming through. And I just want to add in one more quick little detail, so I'm going to add another layer. And we're going to go to Quatro's brushes, and down here at the very bottom there's going to be 2 tag brushes. So I'm just going to tap down one time on our screen, and then I'm going to fill this entire tag with just a white color, and then I'm going to just kind of arrange that right around here in this pocket area right about there. And then I'm just going to duplicate our logo, and then I'm going to move it down here to this tag that we just created. And now we just want to invert this back to black how it originally was, and we're going to place that right on our tag just to create a nice little logo tag. And after adding that tag in, I think that about wraps up our design for today. And yeah, if you learned something, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all those good things. The mockups and brushes I used in this video and other products of mine are available now on my website at quatrosupply.com. So if you're interested, definitely be sure to check those out. There's also a lot we didn't get to go over today, which is fine. Just be sure to leave a comment below of what you want to see more of, and I got y'all with that. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.